We continue our week-long Insight series investigating guns. At the bottom of your screen, we're putting up the number of guns owned in key countries, along with the law for owning guns in each place. And consider this. These are the top 10 countries for gun ownership in the world. In the United States, there are 101 guns for every 100 people. In other words, there are more guns than people here. Others on the list include Serbia, Yemen, and Iraq. The tally includes both legal and illegal guns. Now, take a look at the top 10 countries ranked by homicides. The countries, well, they don't correlate. Honduras and El Salvador, both countries where gun ownership rates are relatively low, have the highest rates of homicide. Again, keep an eye on the bottom of your screen for a more complete list. So, what are we to make of all these guns here in the United States, a country that has more guns, not just per capita, but also by total number? More than any other, some 270 to 310 million of them are in citizens' hands. CCTV's Sean Callebs takes us deeper inside the contentious debate in a culture that some say has become gun crazy.
Longtime American rock and roll star Ted Nugent likes God, guns, and guitars, but not necessarily in that order.
There are tens of millions of these in American citizens' hands, and I feel good about that.
Nugent has a sprawling ranch just outside Waco, Texas.
But look at the four little ones to the left,
where he claims to hunt 250 days a year.
I'm able to carry my guns everywhere I want.
He left his home state of Michigan a decade ago, saying, and I quote, "It's turned into a liberal hellhole." Like it or not, Nugent has become a de facto spokesman for the gun lobby in the United States. And make no mistake about it, it's a role the rocker relishes.
You don't need to register weapons. The government has no right to know what I own. And if we had a justice system, we wouldn't have to worry about bad guys with guns because they would be in a cage somewhere, getting cold coffee and stale bread so that they would actually feel punished.
Ted Nugent is as astute as he is polarizing in his views. Come to a gun show, and Nugent is a hero, a champion of those who proudly support gun rights. And Nugent has a lot of guns. Shotguns, pistols, AR-15s.
Fire in the hole.
The type of firearm U.S. troops carry into combat. When you hear people say, why do you need an AR-15? What's the answer?
I dismiss the question out of hand because I want one. It is not the Bill of Needs, it's the Bill of Rights.
It's true, one of the cornerstones of America's democracy is the right to bear arms.
It is crazy.
But legions of people, such as Patricia Maish, say enough is enough.
If you are a responsible person, you should be able to have them. But there's no need for assault weapons. There's no need for high-capacity magazines.
Maish was at a Tucson, Arizona supermarket in early January 2011 when a man intent on murder opened fire on U.S. Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, shooting her in the head. Jared Lee Loeffner unloaded a high-capacity clip, killing 6 and wounding 13 others.
There were chairs all along here, and he just walked down, pulling the trigger as fast as his finger would let him, shooting 33 rounds in less than 20 seconds.
So he moved through here fast.
He moved through here fast.
Maish became a reluctant hero that day, helping disarm Loeffner.
With this hand, he was taking another magazine out of his pocket, and I was able to get that magazine.
Giffords survived being shot in the head, but for health reasons resigned from Congress, and her life will never be the same. So what would the ultimate gun fanatic say to Giffords and her efforts to promote gun control?
Well, first of all, you bow your head in respect for a woman who's courageous to speak up after that dastardly deed. But then you have to step back and realize that you're not here to placate Miss Gifford. I know my haters will just turn up the heat when I say this, but she was shot in the head. We can love her, we can support her, we do, but we're not going to rely on her testimony.
Shame on him.
She finds Nugent's comments unbelievably insensitive. And Maish is tired of the mantra, guns don't kill people, people kill people.
Well, I tell you that it's an intimate relationship. If the man doesn't touch the gun, he can't do anything. It's crazy that we can do with guns here what we're allowed to do.
There is more firepower in the hands of American citizens right now than any country's army in the history of the world.
And if gun supporters like Nugent have their way, nothing will change. Sean Callebs, CCTV, near Waco, Texas.